During the month of June, the Tesla Cybertruck hit an extremely important sales milestone that was recently described as shocking by a journalist that has written quite a few negative articles about Tesla and the Cybertruck. Stick around as I discuss that June sales milestone and in addition, another important Cybertruck sales milestone that was recently achieved, how the Cybertruck production ramp is going, and more. I'm John, and this is Cleanerwatt. To the shock of some critics, the Tesla Cybertruck is actually selling extremely well, and the production ramp seems to be going quite nicely. Of course, it's no shock to you and I that the Cybertruck is selling well, and it should have been really obvious with all the reservations that were made for the truck, but nonetheless, despite the higher price, the truck is selling extremely well. Not only did Tesla recently reach a production record of 1,300 Cybertrucks built in a 7-day period, but the truck is already setting sales records and beating the competition despite only being somewhere around 8 months into the production ramp. Tesla has even set a goal for themselves to reach a rate of 2,500 Cybertrucks built per week by the end of this year as they work towards a 250,000 per year annual rate in the future. With that being said, I now want to discuss two important Cybertruck sales milestones, starting with the fact that according to Kelley Blue Book's estimates, it looks like in Q2 of 2024, the Cybertruck already outsold the Ford F-150 Lightning in that quarter. This is despite the Lightning being in production for over 2 years, whereas the Cybertruck has only been in production for around 8 months or so, and the Cybertrucks being sold right now are the Foundation Series Cybertrucks, which cost $20,000 more than they will when Tesla starts shipping the non-Foundation Series Cybertrucks sometime late this year or early into next year. The specifics on this milestone were reported in this Inside EVs article where it was written, quote, "We saw this coming. Earlier this week, Inside EVs estimates based on recall data from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration revealed that the Cybertruck might just have outsold the Ford F-150 Lightning in the second quarter of 2024. KBB's Q2 sales report bolsters that estimate." The report, which extracts U.S. vehicle registration data, suggests that Tesla sold 8,755 units of the Cybertruck in Q2, whereas Ford sold 7,902 units of the F-150 Lightning during the same period. So the Cybertruck outsold the Lightning by about 853 units. Do note, however, as is pointed out by the author, when it comes to the year-to-date numbers of sales of the Cybertruck versus the Ford F-150 Lightning, that year-to-date number for the F-150 Lightning is still higher than the Cybertruck, but once again, the Cybertruck is really just beginning to hit a good pace for its ramp, and I believe by the time we get to the end of this year, it should be very clear that the Cybertruck will have massively outsold the Ford F-150 Lightning for the year. Now, in addition to that milestone, as was written in this Jalopnik article by an author that has written quite a few negative articles about Tesla and the Cybertruck recently, he pointed out that according to Cox Automotive data, the Cybertruck in the month of June was the best-selling vehicle that cost over $100,000. While this doesn't shock me at all and likely doesn't shock you at all, it apparently did shock Andy, because here's what he wrote. Despite the fact that it's one of the most divisive, if not the most divisive vehicles on sale today, the Tesla Cybertruck was apparently June's best-selling vehicle that cost over $100,000. It's a pretty impressive feat for a truck that a lot of people absolutely hate. Now, I think the reality of this situation is there's not really that many people that absolutely hate the Cybertruck. There are some vocal critics that will say that. So yes, there are some that hate the Cybertruck. But by and large, I think most people, especially younger people, they really love the Cybertruck. And I believe the Cybertruck is going to sell really well for years to come, and especially as Tesla starts lowering the price when the non-Foundation Series truck becomes available and when the rear-wheel drive version comes available sometime likely in 2025. Nonetheless, the author of this article goes on, a recent sales report from Cox Automotive showed that Kelley Blue Book estimates that over 3,200 Cybertrucks were sold in June alone, with an average transaction price of $112,696. No other $100,000 plus vehicle really even comes close. It should be noted that the 3,200 sold number is just an estimate, since Tesla doesn't really break out its sales by model. The author then added, "Still though, it's sort of shocking to me that the Cybertruck is the best-selling vehicle north of $100,000. We'll see how long that trend can hold up, especially as more and more issues with the truck come to light." Now, once again, the author of this article has been very critical of Tesla and the Cybertruck with articles that he's written in the past. And yes, there have been a few recalls with the Cybertruck to fix a few issues. And yes, Tesla is going to be replacing the motors in some Cybertrucks. But overall, the Cybertruck is a success and it's selling extremely well. And I want to note that it is not that uncommon for the first model year of any vehicle to have some issues that need to be fixed, especially the early production numbers of those vehicles. And that's even more so magnified by a vehicle like the Cybertruck, which is really completely unlike any other truck on the market and any other vehicle on the market for that matter. The Cybertruck has a lot of new technology built into it, and it's really a very innovative design. So we would expect really some small issues to pop up, and Tesla is fixing those. Overall, the truck is not full of issues. It's a great truck. With that being said, although the author questioned how long Tesla would be able to keep this up, how long the truck would be selling well, just imagine what sales will be like when the price drops $20,000. And in addition, not only is production going up, but demand for the Foundation Series Cybertruck is strong enough that Tesla is going to continue making the Foundation Series truck through late 2024, which is a delay from Elon's previous estimate, which would have landed regular Cybertruck production and sales to sometime in Q3 of this year. With that being said, I want to talk about some of the specific numbers when it comes to the Cybertruck ramp in 2024 and show just how well the ramp is going. Now, unfortunately, when it comes to their reporting, Tesla doesn't officially report how many Cybertrucks were sold each quarter, but instead, Tesla reports the Model 3 and Model Y sales together and the rest of their vehicles as other deliveries. However, despite Tesla not officially releasing those numbers of Cybertruck sales for Q1 and Q2, we actually have some pretty good data on that, including this Inside EVs article, which claims that Tesla sold 11,558 Cybertrucks through the first 6 months of 2024. And in addition, according to that KBB Q2 sales report that I discussed earlier when talking about how the Cybertruck in Q2 outsold the Ford F-150 Lightning, it looks like Tesla sold around 8,755 Cybertrucks in Q2. So if you subtract that 11,558 number for the first 6 months of 2024 from the 8,755 Cybertrucks that Tesla sold in Q2, that means in Q1 of this year, Tesla likely sold just a little bit over 2,800 Cybertrucks. When you look at the quarter-over-quarter growth, Tesla almost sold 6,000 more Cybertrucks in Q2 over Q1, and that's really impressive as Tesla just begins to really ramp up the Cybertruck. And remember, this ramp is happening pretty quickly despite the challenges of manufacturing a vehicle like the Cybertruck. As a reminder, in Tesla's Q3 2023 investors conference call, Elon Musk said, quote, "The Cybertruck, it's an amazing product. I do want to emphasize that there will be enormous challenges in reaching volume production with the Cybertruck, and then in making a Cybertruck cash flow positive." In Tesla's Q2 2023 investors conference call, Elon Musk did provide some context as to why the Cybertruck would be hard to manufacture. When he said, quote, "Our first order approximation is there's like 10,000 unique parts and processes in the Cybertruck." So it's really impressive how well the Cybertruck production ramp is going so far based on how difficult it is to manufacture that truck. With that being said, with the Cybertruck production ramp going so well, I believe it is very possible that Tesla will indeed at least hit an annual run rate by the end of 2025 of 250,000 Cybertrucks per year. I don't necessarily expect that they'll build 250,000 Cybertrucks in 2025, but by the end of the year, the production run rate will have hit that if you annualize it. In 2026, I think 250,000 Cybertrucks is a definite possibility, and beyond that, I believe there is more room for growth. But with that being said, the Cybertruck is really proving critics wrong. It's a great truck. It's selling extremely well. And this is despite the fact of the difficulty of building a product like the Cybertruck. Do let me know what you think about all this in the comments section below. I'd love to hear from you. I'd also like to say thank you to all of those of you who support me through Patreon. Your support does make a big difference and helps make these videos possible. If you'd like to find out more about how you can support my work through Patreon, I will put a link in the video description. Thank you so much.